Hi friends, welcome back to my channel. So for today's video, we are talking about 5 underrated luxury beauty products, and this is in collaboration with Charlotte Holdcroft. So I messaged her a few weeks ago because I love this idea of underrated luxury products. We talk a lot about luxury makeup. We definitely have some overlap, but we also have some differences in our tastes. She loves Charlotte Tilbury, so do I, but she's definitely more of an expert when it comes to Charlotte Tilbury, Pat McGrath, Hourglass. So there are brands that she uses more regularly that I don't quite as much, and I just like the idea of like underrated hidden gems of the luxury beauty world. But before we go any further, let's take a second to grab our iced coffee or a hot coffee. Let's take a sip and let's get started. As you may know, I have an online beauty consulting service. This is a one-on-one video chat with me where you get to pick my brain about your beauty questions. If you're looking to purchase some new makeup but don't want that sales pressure that is often found in a department store, that is why my service exists. So to go ahead and book a session, just go ahead and click the link in the description box down below. So the first underrated luxury beauty product here is from Chanel. Now, Chanel is not a beauty brand that is underrated, but they do have some hidden gems that I personally think don't get as much love and appreciation as they should. And this one here is La Base Mascara. Now, this does not look like a very sexy item, but it has sexy results. So this tube here, the mascara itself is white, like the product, and then the actual product you apply is white. This is great if you want to add volume, density, really just drama to your lashes. I applied a nice coat before going into my Chantecaille mascara. This has two purposes. You can use it as a lash primer, which is what I use it for. So I go in with a nice generous coat. It will look white, but then you go over top with your regular mascara and my eyelashes don't look white. They just look extra dramatic because of the lash base, the lash primer, and it just adds extraness. Like if you have very wispy lashes, if your mascara is just like never quite enough, go in with this lash treatment here because it is a lash primer but also a lash treatment. You can use this before going to bed because it has a vitamin complex in it, so it's like part makeup, part lash skincare. So I use it in the morning, but if I wanted to, I could go to bed with this, like just apply a nice layer and then go to sleep because it's multitasking. It's makeup and lash care 2-in-1. So I would say if lash density is something you really struggle with, I would use it for both purposes, like in the morning with your makeup and then at night before going to bed, just to get the most results. So moving on, we have something that I think is criminally underrated, and these are the Givenchy bronzers. I am wearing number 3 today, just like a nice little amount, just to say that I added some. So number 3 here is called like Amber Season. Now, this one here is the older packaging. They have repackaged this, but it's the exact same product, just with, different embossing and different design. But it's the same one. So this is number 3, and it feels like a baked jelly formula. Like it's not dry, but you can sort of squish it a tiny bit. So it has that really beautiful texture. And the formula and finish is so nice. It's light. It gives you just the right amount of bronzy hue without ever looking orange. It really gives you that beautiful sun-kissed glow. And you can tell from the package here, it isn't sparkly, but it also isn't matte. Like it has some light to it, some sort of a light reflective property. And when you wear the bronzer, I think that's what helps it look so nice, because it isn't flat and matte on the face. It sort of catches the light somehow with the bronzer. So it's so natural. It melts into the skin so nicely, and it's so pretty. It's so easy to use because there's no orange. It's not a hard matte. It really just melts into your skin and gives you that sun-kissed glow that you just have like a little bit of color and a little bit of luminosity. It's so beautiful. And I've owned this compact for a few years now. I've been dipping into it very generously, but I still haven't hit pan, which is a pretty good indication. Next up is another complexion product here, and this is the Clé de Peau refillable duo blushes. So this is the shade 100, I believe. No, it's 101 Plum Flower. So the concept here is that this is a duo blush. You get a more intense color and a lighter color. You can use the lighter color as a highlighter if you want. You can mix the blush colors together to give you a nice luminous look. There are, I think, 5 colors in the duo family here. So depending on your taste, you can go ahead and choose a different shade here. So this again is the blush that I'm wearing today. I like this Plum Flower because it's a pink, but it's not too pink. It's beautiful and plummy. It's not like a cotton candy Barbie pink. It's a very universal tone. And what's nice also is that the lighter color is not a chunky glitter. It's not going to settle into fine lines or wrinkles or texture, anything like that, but it's just going to give you some luminosity. So I went into more of the darker color for my blush, and then I just took the lighter color and I just blended it very nicely. I like that you get both options. So depending on your day, if you want something lighter, you can go ahead and use this because it does have some lightness to it, but you could also just mix them together. If you want a really light blush, you can mix both of them. It's nice to have that variety, and also if you're traveling or doing your makeup on the go, technically you could use the lighter color as a highlighter, so it's 2-in-1. And I think I'm responsible for this as well because this is a blush that I had meant to test out for years and I never got around to it, and I finally did, and I was like, oh, actually it's quite lovely and quite nice. And I think it's often an item that gets overlooked for various reasons. I mean, there's so much makeup on the market and there are so many new releases. It's easy to sort of forget about older releases that don't get as much hype. Okay, moving on is quite possibly my favorite bullet matte lipstick texture, and this is from Guerlain. They have their Rouge G lipstick line, and they have satin finish and they have matte. I think that the matte is my favorite matte bullet lipstick formula because it is so long wearing. Let me tell you, I have to lean in here. These lipsticks are so long wearing. Like with eating and drinking, I've been drinking coffee and water here off camera. My lipstick looks perfect. It lasts several hours. It's also quite comfortable because it is a bullet lipstick. Like this is the case that it comes with. This is a gorgeous tartan case here from, I think, fall of last year. I got it engraved with my initials here. Let me just give you a close-up again, because like Guerlain cases, like, are you kidding me? They're so beautiful. So when you pull out the lipstick, you have a mirror inside. So you can go ahead and do your lipstick on the go. How extra is that? So this is the shade here that I'm wearing, 910, and this is a black cherry color. There are various colors to choose from. There are so many shades, like classic reds, nudes, a bit of everything. But I wanted a bit more of like a vampy fall look here. So this is 910. This is the swatch. I think it's a distant cousin of my nail polish here. This is one of the Chanel nail polishes from the fall collection, like, you know, the lipstick and fall collection that came out I think in late August here in Canada. But yeah, this is the mood. I just feel like it's nice and fall with a cozy sweater. It's gorgeous. But back to the lipstick here. It doesn't really have much of a scent. There is a slight cosmetic scent, but it doesn't smell perfumed or fragranced. And I just find that the bullet is so comfortable because sometimes a matte liquid lipstick specifically can be very drying. Like it lasts a long time, but at what cost? Whereas this feels like nothing. It feels like absolutely nothing. It feels invisible on the lips, clearly not invisible in color, but it's just so comfortable to wear all day long. I also found it to be quite mask resistant, not 100% mask proof. I wouldn't recommend doing a fresh coat and then putting a mask right away. Maybe wait 5 or 10 minutes for it to settle. But what's nice is that it also doesn't run. If you have little fine lines around your lips, it stays in place. It doesn't move. It doesn't budge. It's really quite transfer proof. I have my glass of water here. There is not really any lipstick to be seen, so it's just great. These are wonderful. I have the satin formula as well. This one here, this is another matte one. This is 880. So 880 is more of a classic red. It's beautiful. I wasn't sure which color to wear today, so I pulled out both, but I like the satin finish as well. But I just find that the matte formula is more special. Like the satin formula is gorgeous, it's nice, but something about this is almost like more comfortable and way more long wearing than any classic bullet lipstick. It's just really great. So if you are interested in purchasing a lipstick, I would recommend any shade in the Guerlain Rouge G Velvet Matte formula. It's a very long name, but basically any of the Guerlain matte bullet lipsticks, I think you're going to be perfect. Okay, last but not least is also another complexion item. This is from Violette FR. I love her. She is painfully chic. She is Parisian, but she lives in Brooklyn, and she actually is the current creative director for Guerlain. So it makes sense that I would have a couple of these items because I like her aesthetic, very French and like a minimalistic chic way. Anyway, this is the Baume Shine. This is a highlighter stick. It's a universal color. So this is what the tube looks like. Here you have the logo here for Violette FR. There's only one shade, but it truly is a universal color. So I took my lipstick off here with some micellar water, but the lipstick stained the back of my hand, as you can tell. So anyway, this is what the highlighter looks like. It gives you that glow, a very healthy, lit from within, glassy skin type of finish, but without being greasy and without really having color to it. Like it somehow doesn't really have that much tint. So let me just go ahead and give you a swatch here. So on this side, I just swirled the wand, and over here, I just tapped it out with my finger just to show you how it would look, because this is how it would look when you first apply it, but this is how it would look when you actually wear it. So this truly is a universal color. There's no tint to it, so regardless of your skin tone, it really is beautiful. Even if you're someone with like rosacea and you're concerned about wearing anything with pink or red, this is going to be gorgeous. It's a creamy balm texture that gives you such a beautiful radiance. Again, there is no glitter. There is no chunky glitter particle that settles into fine lines. It's really just beautiful. And what I like to do with a liquid highlighter, with a balm highlighter like this, is I like to layer this underneath my foundation. So wherever highlighter would go, I just apply it first, maybe a bit here. You know, I have a little hair, it's trying to join me. A little bit like that. And then I apply my foundation. And I just find that this gives me a more natural glow. Of course, you could go ahead and I'll just take some of this and just apply it over top of your foundation if you want. It's really just a question of taste. This is also really beautiful. This is going to be a bit more obvious. I actually like this as well. So it's really multi-purpose. I find that when you apply it underneath your foundation, it's just more natural. So it's just going to be what you prefer. I think I would start by layering underneath the foundation, doing the rest of your makeup and seeing how you like it, because you can always adjust and add a bit more. It's just a product that helps your skin look very radiant, very healthy, and very natural. It doesn't look blinding. It melts into the skin. It melts into your makeup. It doesn't sit on top. It's not thick. It doesn't look like makeup. It just looks healthy, which is what I like. So I think that's it for my 5 underrated luxury products. I'm really curious to see what Charlotte picks out, because we have similar but different tastes, and she lives in the UK. I forgot to mention this. If you don't know who she is, you definitely should check her out. My goodness, where am I today? If you don't know who she is, please check her out. She does a lot of the will I buy it videos, but she has a different spin where she basically just tells you not to buy anything. She sits there and tells you like, you don't need this, don't spend your money on this. What are you doing? And sometimes it's nice to have that reality check to be like, no, okay, I know I shouldn't buy this, thank you. But I love her sense of humor. She reminds me a bit of Phoebe Waller-Bridge for some reason, and I just like her British sensibility and British sense of humor. And obviously, because she is British, she has access to different brands or doesn't have access to different brands. So I just think it's going to be interesting. And I wonder, I'm going to go ahead and guess that there's going to be Hourglass, Pat McGrath, and Charlotte Tilbury in there. But like maybe some like deep cuts, some items that like are just permanent collection that we never think of. I'm really curious to see. So go ahead and check her out. Check out her video. I'm going to leave that down below, as well as her channel. So go ahead and peruse that. You may not know who she is, but there's a very high chance that you do know who she is, or you've seen her at some point, you know, how that sort of thing goes. One thing I like as well is she does a lot of mascara reviews where she does this like really super close-ups of the mascara so you can see like exactly what's going on. That's also great. So if Charlotte is a new discovery through me, tell her I said hi. But on that note, I think that is all I have for you guys for today. So thank you all so much for stopping by. Hope you have a beautiful day, and I'll see you next time. Bye.